Hello again, and welcome to the Orwell Astronomical Society podcast for August 2016. We'll start this month, as always, with the moon. In August we have a new moon on the 2nd and the full moon on the 18th, which, as we'll see later, is not so good news for the meteor spotters. August again provides an opportunity to view all the planets at one time or another during the night. Mercury is visible just after sunset, around 9 p.m. at the beginning of the month, low down in the west in Leo. Venus is also an evening object this month, best seen low down in the west in Virgo just after sunset at the end of the month. Mars may be seen again after sunset in the south-southwest at the beginning of the month, and is quite a small pinkish red object. It is now worth looking at through binoculars or a telescope, and with an 8-inch telescope you might see surface markings or even polar ice caps. Jupiter is just still visible this month after sunset, very low down in the west, but it will soon be disappearing from view. And we also look forward to the pictures from the Juno spacecraft that has just arrived at Jupiter. Saturn is perhaps the best object to observe this month. Around 10 p.m. it is well placed in the south-southwest in the constellation of Ophiuchus, the Serpent Bearer. Look out for the rings. As I mentioned last month, if you are a little more confident of finding planets, Neptune and Uranus may be found in the constellations of Aquarius to the south and Pisces also to the south. The best time to look is in the hours after midnight at the end of the month. August is the last chance for noctilucent cloud viewing, as the season comes to a close this month. And now the meteor showers of this month. One of the most exciting and perhaps the best of the year is the Perseids, which run from the 17th of July to the 24th of August, but are at their best on the nights of the 11th and 12th of August from around 1 o'clock in the morning until dawn. Meteors occur when the Earth's orbit takes it through a patch of debris left over from passing comets. This debris mainly consists of small particles about the size of a grain of sand. When the Earth crashes through this debris field, these particles enter the Earth's atmosphere incredibly fast and burn up due to friction. We see these as bright streaks against the dark background of the night sky. You can all see a meteor or two on any night of the year, and these are called sporadic meteors. However, when the Earth passes through one of these debris fields, the results can be quite spectacular, as is the case with the Perseids and this month, and the Geminids in December. All the meteors associated with these particular showers appear to come from a single point in the sky called the radiant, and the position of this radiant gives the name of the particular shower. So this month the radiant of the Perseids is in Perseus, and the number of meteors that we can expect to see is given by the term ZHR, or zenithal hourly rate. This is the number of meteors we would expect to see under ideal conditions if the radiant was directly overhead. The ZHR is expected to be around 100 meteors per hour, but don't expect to see this many from the UK. Probably expect around 20 to 30 meteors per hour, bearing in mind the moon will be quite bright. The other shower is much less spectacular in terms of numbers of meteors, but it can come up with some really bright fireballs. This is the Cygnids, and they're at their best on the 17th of August, the radiant being in Cygnus the Swan. On to the constellations for August. We still, of course, have the summer set of constellations, with Cygnus and Cassiopeia being virtually overhead. Another chance to look out for the asterisms I talked about last month, including the Northern Cross, Summer Triangle, House, Great Square of Pegasus, the Steering Wheel, the Circlet and the Keystone. Again, check in a star atlas either online or in a book or magazine to identify where to find these. However, I've been asked about the whereabouts in particular of the Steering Wheel and the Circlet, and these may both be found between Pisces and Aquarius. If you have a telescope, now is a good opportunity to look at the Andromeda Galaxy, which is one of our nearest neighbouring galaxies. It can be found between the Great Square of Pegasus and the constellation Cassiopeia. If you can find this okay, there are quite a few other objects of interest you might be able to find, including galaxies, nebulae and star clusters. I hope that this podcast has given you some ideas on what to look out for this month. There's plenty more out there to see, and I recommend that you look on the internet, astronomy magazines, or in an astronomy book or sky map to see what else is out there and where to look for it. Another useful tool, as always, is the planisphere, which you can use to find out exactly what is overhead at any time and date of the year. And these are readily available from any good bookshop. That's all for this month, but listen out next month for September's highlights. Bye for now.